Reacting to this video about the fact that Canada has dropped most of their counter tariffs and then what's next. It's actually funny, but it's also sad. Here we go.
It was the centerpiece of the Canadian trade war response.
Our tariffs will remain in place until the U.S. tariffs are withdrawn, and not a moment sooner.
The nearly...
Sure, buddy. And like Justin Trudeau talking tough, is that not a funny sight? Does anyone take like that seriously? Not a moment sooner. Sure, bro.
Are withdrawn, and not a moment sooner.
The nearly $30 billion worth of counter tariffs slapped on the Americans, which Canadian officials said were specifically designed to hurt key Republican areas. Orange juice from Donald Trump's Florida appliance.
I didn't know that. The officials said they're designed to hurt Republican areas. That's pathetic. Like, you're running the country for what? Your own ego? That you don't like Republicans? You don't like Trump? He said something that bothered you? You're running the country for the voters. You're supposed to be. Do you think the average voter wants to like deal with this little beef that you have with Trump? Like, I actually can't believe, I didn't know that was said. That's so pathetic.
Which Canadian officials said were specifically designed to hurt key Republican areas. Orange juice from Donald Trump's Florida appliances built in Vice President J.D. Vance's state of Ohio, and motorcycles from Pennsylvania, a swing state that broke for Trump in 2024. It was a strategy that Mark Carney...
There's just no excuse for that. That's insane. That does not help the average person in Newfoundland or British Columbia or wherever in the country. Like, there's just no excuse to have that as a strategy. That's pathetic. That actually, like, I'm laughing, but that's sad. It bothers me. Shame on those people.
Campaigned on hard.
We are fighting these tariffs with counter tariffs of our own, the American tariffs. Tariffs that will cause maximum pain in the United States, but have minimum impact here in Canada.
Canada-U.S. trade.
Canada just needs to grow up. You can't do that. It's not one-to-one. You're dealing with a way more powerful country.
But nearly 6 months on, the vast majority of Canadian counter tariffs were dropped on Monday. The Prime Minister signaling when the announcement was made that it was time for Canada to take its elbows down.
You know, when you're late in the game, dropping the gloves and taking the extra penalty might not be the best thing to do. And
cool hockey analogy, bro.
That's the situation we're in now.
Pre-September 1st, over 1,800 items were tariffed at 25% by the Canadian government. Food, lumber, clothing, furniture, just some of the goods impacted. Labor Day forward, only 313 goods were tariffed at 25%, exclusively steel, aluminum, and autos. Less than the 50% tariff the U.S. has on steel and aluminum.
The best deal.
This is the biggest Canadian concession made yet. After the U.S. ambassador told Global News, Canadian counter tariffs on CUSMA goods were a significant stumbling block in getting a deal done.
Canada has decided that, that's fair game. We will, call into question CUSMA.
Mackenzie joins us now. Mac, what are the political stakes for Mark Carney in dropping the counter tariffs?
Well, I'll tell you, they're going to be zero. He's just going to keep doing well in the polls. Maybe I'll have like a momentary dip where his approval rating drops a little bit, but his approval rating, it's still really high. Like, I think the Liberals are just going to keep winning election after election. Canadians don't seem to care. The country's gotten measurably worse in almost every way in recent years. I think the Liberals, by the way, are going to win the next 4 elections. I don't think something drastic is going to have to change.
Extremely high, Eric. We all remember Carney's elbows up slogan from the campaign, saying at every rally that Donald Trump wants to break us so he can own us. But so far, Carney's actions as prime minister haven't lined up with that. He's been very complimentary of the president in person and not only dumped these tariffs, but got rid of the digital services tax.
What's he supposed to say?
Another big American complaint. And in exchange, he got nothing. In fact, tariffs have actually increased since Carney has become prime minister. So it looks like the Liberals are trying to play the long game. Maybe
the long game. What long game? It's America. America's economy is about 15 times bigger than Canada's. They have the biggest military. Almost every major company in the world is headquartered in America. What long game, man? You don't have to be a total pushover, but you're talking like this is like a legitimate a hockey game with 2 evenly matched teams. You just have to deal with who the president of America is for the most part, and then maybe on the margins, work things out, or like just for most importantly, keep a good relationship. Maybe the next president, by the way, might be a Democrat, and they might want to do things that are not in the best interest of Canada. You just got to deal with it. This is so pathetic. Like, grow up. This is everything I just said there, by the way, is like, you can learn that in 2 minutes. Just Google it.
Hoping the Supreme Court rules some of these tariffs are illegal, and then focusing everything in on the 2026 Mexico-Canada-U.S. free trade deal renegotiation. But if that doesn't work out, that could end Carney's honeymoon fairly quickly, Eric, since a recent Angus Reid
It doesn't matter.
poll has nearly 2/3 of Canadians wanting Ottawa to take a hard line with the president.
2/3 of Canadians want a hard line against the president. What are you going to do? What are you supposed to say? Like, how much worse do you want Canada to get to like stand up to Trump? Donald Trump is like 100 should be on the list of priorities in Canada. Housing, crime, immigration, the wait times for a doctor and to get medical care in Canada is absurd. But 2/3 want you to stand up to Trump for what?
Eric, since a recent Angus Reid poll has nearly 2/3 of Canadians wanting Ottawa to take a hard line with the president.
That's so pathetic. That's so like, oh my gosh. I don't think things are going to get better, sadly, in Canada for a long, long time. Anyway, with that said, I'll finish the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.